Thomas Kinkade is America's most collected living artist, a painter-communicator whose tranquil, light-infused paintings bring hope and joy to millions each year. Each painting Thomas Kinkade creates is a quiet messenger in the home, affirming the basic values of family and home, faith in God, and the luminous beauty of nature. The explosive growth in popularity of Kinkade's art has meant an ever-broadening platform for his art to impact people's lives. But it has also meant that many of his creations are quickly sold out and unavailable in sizes appropriate for decorating the home, where they can continually communicate these important messages. The Thomas Kinkade Classics Collection provides a new way for collectors everywhere to make Kinkade's most enduring images a part of their lives. Surprisingly affordable, these canvas reproductions are appropriately sized for decorating. Thomas Kinkade Classics Collection, a new way of sharing the light with people everywhere, ensuring that families will be able to enjoy these images in their homes for years to come.
Another really exciting development in my career for '97 is going to be the introduction for the first time of what we're calling the Classics Collection. And I got to tell you, this is absolutely a labor of love. These are not even really, I don't even think of it as a product. I think of it as messengers, as a way of expanding the message that I feel so strongly a need to communicate. Classics Collection is simply stated the choice for collectors who want to include the art in their home and yet oftentimes have missed out on some of the earlier releases. And yet we didn't want to create something that would in any way overlap what we try to create in our limited edition works. And so how do we address this? And what we've come up with is the Classics Collection. These are my classic images of works that oftentimes are sold out, completely unavailable in any other form, and yet here they are presented for the first time, again, on canvas, frameable, ready to go into the home. Now, what's the difference between the Classics Collection canvas and my limited edition canvas? Well, there's a number of differences. First and foremost, the Classic Collection is not at the outset a limited edition. Ever increasingly, we see people who say, hey, gee, I don't care the limitation. I don't care, what edition it is. I just love the art. I just want that image in my home. And so the Classics Collection is a way to get the image in the home that is not specifically a limited edition. It is also smaller. Universally, the Classics will be smaller than their counterpart in the limited edition. So that if a limited edition is released at a 24 by 30 size, well, gee, here's the Classics work, which may come out years later, and it'll be, this big. Maybe it'll be 12, 16, 16 by 20, whatever the size, but significantly smaller than the limited edition counterpart. Now, don't think because there is no stated limit to the edition that there is not a collectible aspect to the Classics Collection, because they will be released much like fine books and works of literature are released by edition, meaning that every time we do a printing, that will be designated an edition. First edition, second edition, third edition, etc. These are truly the finest expression of a decorator form of art for your home that is genuine Kinkade. I mean, please, I always tell people, don't feel like you have to go cut up a calendar and hang it on your wall. I mean, we're going to create products that will meet the need of people who just enjoy the art and want to decorate their home with it and want to know that they're buying an authentic Kinkade, a piece with a certificate. a piece that is authorized by me, that has the color standards that I seek to portray in my work, that has the standards of quality of reproduction, integrity to the original painting. That's genuine Kinkade. That's our standard of quality. And again, this product is my gift of love to people everywhere who want to just decorate their home with the paintings. Having said that, I will also tell you that while these paintings are on canvas, unlike the limited edition, there is not the handwork on the top. We don't do the oil highlighting that we do in the limited edition. We reserve that for the limited edition product. However, the color integrity, we hope and we believe, will be so strong and so close to the original that even without the highlighting, the prints will really carry the look of an original painting. The signature will be in plate, and it will be an authorized signature. So each piece will bear my authorized signature in plate. It will also bear the corresponding edition number and year of release on the certificate, so that you can, in essence, be preserving your expenditure or your investment in this piece, knowing that it can be replaced at a future date as quantities remain in stock. Because the certificate really is your guarantee of replacement. We'd like people to keep the certificate separately, and even on our classics collection, your certificate will be your warranty, if you will, that if anything happens to the print, as long as stock remains, we can replace it. So it's a tremendous opportunity for collectors everywhere who missed out on their favorite piece. You know, you have that painting you just always wish you could have got earlier on in my career, and here's your chance. These will be on canvas. They'll be slightly smaller than the original edition, unhighlighted, signed in plate, but very, very suitable for home decoration and enjoyment. An heirloom that will be passed on. And I am just thrilled to have another opportunity to share my classic works with an entire new generation of collectors. One of the things that I'm sure certain collectors will be concerned about, knowing the way collectors are, is, well, gee, what will the classics collection do to my collection of limited edition art? How will it affect the value of my collection? And I can only answer by saying that every time we have broadened the scope of presenting my artwork in different forms, be it presenting it in plates, or presenting it in the 300,000 calendars that are going to be sold next year, or presenting it in greeting cards, presenting it in all these forms, all it has done is made that collectible format that much more valuable. The quantity is set, and but every year the awareness, the number of collectors, the number of people seeking after those prints grows. And the classics is just another way that hopefully millions of more people will have a chance to collect my painting in collectible forms that can go into their home and bless them, which will only put that much more pressure on the limited edition market. In fact, it's really interesting when you look at the recommendations that experts on the longevity of artist products make. Canvas mounted on hardboard is considered one of the most permanent. And in my own work, I use the stretched canvas when I'm going to do the larger works, because I want that flexibility. I want the canvas to be able to breathe. I want to be able to tighten it as needed. I want to be able to have the ability for the surface to have its own identity when it's that big of a piece of canvas. However, on my smaller works, I believe strongly in the permanence of mounting canvas on board, and believe me, mounted canvas on hardboard is every bit as permanent as stretched canvas. In fact, on the smaller canvases, I like it better because it's durable, it can't be punctured, there is rigidness to the surface, which gives integrity to the pigment. I was really excited to read in a book that I've had in my collection for a number of years, The Artist's Handbook of Materials and Techniques. This is the definitive Bible on longevity of artist materials. This man, Ralph Mayer, has done just massive amounts of research of what types of oil pigment, last the longest? What types of paper are the most durable? What kinds of canvas? What mounting methods? And I looked this up because as I was developing my style of painting in my original paintings, I wanted them to last for generations and be something that could be passed on generation to generation. And as we've begun to develop the classics collection, I wanted that same durability that my originals have. Just like I wanted on the limited edition to have that stretch canvas that was on artist grade cotton canvas, premium canvas that would go generation after generation and be a very long-lasting product. I also wanted the classics to be an heirloom, something that could be passed on generation after generation. And Mayer mentions in his book about pressed wood panels, and he says, pressed wood is the most recommended board for mounting. He said it's perfectly smooth on one side, and the material contains no binder but is made by exploding wood fiber under steam pressure of 1,000 pounds per inch and pressing the pulp with heat. The fibers interlock and form a permanent hard mass bound by the natural lignins and other ingredients of the wood pulp. He said this material is permanent. It's a refinement in natural wood. I will show you in essence a prototype of one of our products. This is what a canvas board classic is going to look like. And this is an early prototype, but in essence you can see it's hard, it's firm, it's mounted. This is wood. This is not cardboard. This is not paper. This is hardwood, heat-treated hardwood. And the canvas is actually mounted. Now we don't, in our actual prints, there will be a certificate on the back, and there will be a lot of neat other aspects in the classics collection that will make it really, really look and feel special. And it's genuine Kinkade, as I mentioned earlier. But know that the product, in essence, is a piece of artist-grade cotton canvas, the same canvas we use on our stretched canvas product, but that has been permanently bonded to hardwood, thus allowing absolute longevity and durability through the generations. Now you say, well, gee, but I like stretch canvas. Well, I do too, but let me show you something. Here is the original of Lamplight Lane. And I will point out, it's hard. I mount it to hardboard. In fact, you can look at the back. This is the same hardboard that we are using. This particular type, which is got the cross grain, we're not going to use because we want to have a smooth surface on both sides. But other than that, it's identical. I mean, it's the same material. So here's the original. I pulled it right off my wall of my home and brought it in to show you. It's a piece of canvas mounted on board. A very permanent, very artistically integrous form of presentation. And I am so excited because the classics, I believe the classics will be heirlooms for the generations. This has got to be about as permanent a process as I've ever heard any art publisher ever creating. My motive is simple. I want to share the art with people. It'd be like a novelist who writes his novel or her novel and pours himself into this work. And then if only 10 people bought it, or even only 1,000 people bought it, you'd probably consider that novelist to be unsuccessful. You'd probably consider that that novelist didn't have a great impact on his culture. And I don't want to paint for the few. I want to paint for the many. I want to get that message into people's lives, bring light into homes everywhere.